The Book of Romans, Chapter 1. Paul, a servant of Yahusha HaMashiach, called to be an apostle, separated unto the gospel of Yahuwah, which he had promised afore by his prophets in the Holy Scriptures, concerning his Son Yahusha HaMashiach, our Adonai, which was made of the seed of David, according to the flesh, and declared to be the Son of Yahuwah with power, according to the Spirit of holiness, by the resurrection from the dead, by whom we have received grace and apostleship, for obedience to the faith among all nations, for his name, among whom are ye also the called of Yahusha HaMashiach. To all that be in Rome, beloved of Yahuwah, called to be saints, grace to you and peace from Yahuwah our Father, and Adonai Yahusha HaMashiach. First, I thank my Yah, through Yahusha HaMashiach, for you all, that your faith is spoken of throughout the whole world. For Yahuwah is my witness, whom I serve with my spirit in the gospel of his Son, that without ceasing I make mention of you always in my prayers, making request, if by any means now at length I might have a prosperous journey by the will of Yahuwah to come unto you. For I long to see you, that I may impart unto you some spiritual gift, to the end ye may be established. That is, that I may be comforted together with you by the mutual faith, both of you and me. Now I would not have you ignorant, brethren, that oftentimes I purposed to come unto you, but was let hitherto, that I might have some fruit among you also, even as among other nations. I am debtor both to the Yavanim and to the barbarians, both to the wise and to the unwise. So, as much as in me is, I am ready to preach the gospel to you that are at Rome also. For I am not ashamed of the gospel of Mashiach, for it is the power of Yahuwah unto salvation to everyone that believeth, to the Yahud first, and also to the Yavanim. For therein is the righteousness of Yahuwah revealed from faith to faith, as it is written, the just shall live by faith. For the wrath of Yahuwah is revealed from heaven against all ungodliness and unrighteousness of men, who hold the truth in unrighteousness, because that which may be known of Yahuwah is manifest in them. For Yahuwah hath showed it unto them. For the invisible things of him from the creation of the world are clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made, even his eternal power and divinity, so that they are without excuse, because that when they knew Yahuwah, they glorified him not as Yahuwah, neither were thankful, but became vain in their imaginations, and their foolish heart was darkened. Professing themselves to be wise, they became fools, and changed the glory of the uncorruptible Yahuwah into an image made like to corruptible man, and to birds, and four-footed beasts, and creeping things. Wherefore Yah also gave them up to uncleanness through the lust of their own hearts, to dishonor their own bodies between themselves, who changed the truth of Yahuwah into a lie, and worshipped and served the creature more than the Creator, who is blessed forever. So be it. For this cause Yahuwah gave them up unto vile affections, for even their women did change the natural use into that which is against nature. And likewise also the men, leaving the natural use of the woman, burned in their lust one toward another, men with men, working that which is unseemly, and receiving in themselves that recompense of their error which was meet. And even as they did not like to retain Yahuwah in their knowledge, Yahuwah gave them over to a reprobate mind, to do those things which are not convenient, being filled with all unrighteousness, fornication, wickedness, covetousness, maliciousness, full of envy, murder, debate, deceit, malignity, whisperers, backbiters, haters of Yahuwah, despiteful, proud, boasters, inventors of evil things, disobedient to parents, without understanding, covenant breakers, without natural affection, implacable, unmerciful, who, knowing the judgment of Yahuwah, that they which commit such things are worthy of death, not only do the same, but have pleasure in them that do them. Romans 2. Therefore thou art inexcusable, O man, whosoever thou art that judgest. For wherein thou judgest another, thou condemnest thyself. For thou that judgest doest the same things. But we are sure that the judgment of Yahuwah is according to truth against them which commit such things. And thinkest thou this, O man, that judgest them which do such things, and doest the same, that thou shalt escape the judgment of Yahuwah? Or despisest thou the riches of his goodness, and forbearance, and long-suffering, not knowing that the goodness of Yahuwah leadeth thee to repentance? But after thy hardness and impenitent heart treasurest up unto thyself wrath against the day of wrath and revelation of the righteous judgment of Yahuwah, who will render to every man according to his deeds. To them who by patient continuance in well-doing seek for glory and honor and immortality, eternal life. But unto them that are contentious, and do not obey the truth, but obey unrighteousness, indignation and wrath, tribulation and anguish upon every soul of man that doeth evil, of the Yahud first, and also to the other nations. But glory, honor, and peace to every man that worketh good, to the Yahud first, and also to the other nations. For there is no respect of persons with Yahuwah. For as many as have sinned without law shall also perish without law, and as many as have sinned in the law shall be judged by the law. For not the hearers of the law are just before Yahuwah, but the doers of the law shall be justified. For when the other nations, which have not the law, do by nature the things contained in the law, these, having not the law, are a law unto themselves, which show the work of the law written in their hearts, their conscience also bearing witness, and their thoughts the meanwhile accusing or else excusing one another, in the day when Yahuwah shall judge the secrets of men by Yahusha HaMashiach, according to my gospel. Behold, thou art called a Yahud, and restest in the law, and makest thy boast of Yahuwah, and knowest his will, and approvest the things that are more excellent, being instructed out of the law, and art confident that thou thyself art a guide of the blind, a light of them which are in darkness, an instructor of the foolish, a teacher of babes, which has the form of knowledge and of the truth in the law. Thou therefore, which teachest another, teachest thou not thyself? Thou that preachest a man should not steal, dost thou steal? Thou that sayest a man should not commit adultery, dost thou commit adultery? Thou that abhorrest idols, dost thou commit sacrilege? Thou that makest thy boast of the law, through breaking the law, dishonorest thou Yahuwah? For the name of Yahuwah is blasphemed among the other nations through you, as it is written. For circumcision verily profiteth, if thou keep the law. But if thou be a breaker of the law, thy circumcision is made uncircumcision. Therefore, if the uncircumcision keep the righteousness of the law, shall not his uncircumcision be counted for circumcision? And shall not uncircumcision which is by nature, if to fulfill the law, judge thee, who by the letter and circumcision dost transgress the law? For he is not a Yahud, which is one outwardly, neither is that circumcision which is outward in the flesh, but he is a Yahud, which is one inwardly, and circumcision is that of the heart, in the spirit, and not in the letter, whose praise is not of men, but of Yahuwah. Romans 3. What advantage then hath the Yahud? Or what profit is there of circumcision? Much, every way, chiefly because that unto them were committed the oracles of Yahuwah. For what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of Yahuwah without effect? Yah forbid. Yea, let Yah be true, but every man a liar, as it is written, that thou mightest be justified in thy sayings, and mightest overcome when thou art judged. But if our unrighteousness commend the righteousness of Yahuwah, what shall we say? Is Yahuwah unrighteous, who taketh vengeance? I speak as a man. Yah forbid, for then how shall Yahuwah judge the world? For if the truth of Elohim hath more abounded through my lie unto his glory, why yet am I also judged as a sinner, and not rather as we be slanderously reported, and as some affirm that we say, let us do evil, that good may come, whose damnation is just. What then? Are we better than they? No, in no wise, for we have before proved both Yehudim and Yavanim, that they are all under sin. As it is written, there is none righteous, no, not one. There is none that understandeth. There is none that seeketh after Yahuwah. They are all gone out of the way. They are together become unprofitable. There is none that doeth good, no, not one. Their throat is an open sepulchre. With their tongues they have used deceit. The poison of asps is under their lips, whose mouth is full of cursing and bitterness. Their feet are swift to shed blood. Destruction and misery are in their ways, and the way of peace have they not known. There is no fear of Yahuwah before their eyes. Now we know that what things soever the law saith, it saith to them who are under the law, that every mouth may be stopped, and all the world may become guilty before Yahuwah. Therefore, by the deeds of the law there shall no flesh be justified in his sight, for by the law is the knowledge of sin. But now the righteousness of Yahuwah without the law is manifested, being witnessed by the law and the prophets, even the righteousness of Yahuwah, which is by faith of Yahusha HaMashiach, unto all and upon all them that believe. For there is no difference, for all have sinned and come short of the glory of Yah, being justified freely by his grace, through the redemption that is in Mashiach Yahusha, whom Yahuwah hath set forth to be a propitiation through faith in his blood, to declare his righteousness for the remission of sins that are past, through the forbearance of Yahuwah, to declare, I say, at this time his righteousness, that he might be just, and the justifier of him which believeth in Yahusha. Where is boasting then? It is excluded. By what law? Of works? Nay, but by the law of faith. Therefore we conclude that a man is justified by faith without the deeds of the law. Is he the Elohim of the Yahudim only? Is he not also of the other nations? Yes, of the other nations also. Seeing it is one Elohim which shall justify the circumcision by faith, and uncircumcision through faith. Do we then make void the law through faith? Elohim forbid. Yea, we establish the law. Romans 4. What shall we say then? That Abraham our father, as pertaining to the flesh, hath found. For if Abraham were justified by works, he hath whereof to glory, but not before Yahuwah. For what saith the Scripture? Abraham believed Yahuwah, and it was counted unto him for righteousness. Now to him that worketh is the reward not reckoned of grace, but of debt. But to him that worketh not, but believeth on him that justifieth the ungodly, his faith is counted for righteousness. Even as David also describeth the blessedness of the man unto whom Yahuwah imputeth righteousness without works, saying, Blessed are they whose iniquities are forgiven, and whose sins are covered. Blessed is the man to whom Yahuwah will not impute sin. Cometh this blessedness then upon the circumcision only, or upon the uncircumcision also? For we say that faith was reckoned to Abraham for righteousness. How was it then reckoned? When he was in circumcision or in uncircumcision? Not in circumcision, but in uncircumcision. And he received the sign of circumcision, a seal of the righteousness of the faith which he had yet being uncircumcised, that he might be the father of all them that believe, though they be not circumcised, that righteousness might be imputed unto them also. And the father of circumcision to them who are not of the circumcision only, but who also walk in the steps of that faith of our father Abraham, which he had, being yet uncircumcised. For the promise that he should be the heir of the world was not to Abraham or to his seed through the law, but through the righteousness of faith. For if they which are of the law be heirs, faith is made void, and the promise made of none effect. Because the law worketh wrath, for where no law is, there is no transgression. Therefore it is of faith, that it might be by grace, to the end the promise might be sure to all the seed, not to that only which is of the law, but to that also which is of the faith of Abraham, who is the father of us all. As it is written, I have made thee a father of many nations, before him whom he believed, even Yahuwah, who quickeneth the dead, and calleth those things which be not as though they were, who against hope believed in hope, that he might become the father of many nations, according to that which was spoken, so shall thy seed be. And being not weak in faith, he considered not his own body, now dead, when he was about 100 years old, neither yet the deadness of Sarah's womb. He staggered not at the promise of Yahuwah through unbelief, but was strong in faith, giving glory to Yahuwah, and being fully persuaded that what he had promised he was able also to perform. And therefore it was imputed to him for righteousness. Now it was not written for his sake alone that it was imputed to him, but for us also, to whom it shall be imputed, if we believe on him that raised up Yahusha our Adonai from the dead, who was delivered for our offenses, and was raised again for our justification. Romans 5. Therefore, being justified by faith, we have peace with Yahuwah through our Adonai Yahusha HaMashiach, by whom also we have access by faith into this grace wherein we stand, and rejoice in hope of the glory of Yah. And not only so, but we glory in tribulations also, knowing that tribulation worketh patience, and patience experience, and experience hope. And hope maketh not ashamed, because the love of Yahuwah is shed abroad in our hearts by the Ruach HaKodesh, which is given unto us. For when we were yet without strength, in due time Mashiach died for the ungodly. For scarcely for a righteous man will one die, yet peradventure for a good man some would even dare to die. But Yahuwah commendeth his love toward us, in that, while we were yet sinners, Mashiach died for us. Much more then, being now justified by his blood, we shall be saved from wrath through him. For if, when we were enemies, we were reconciled to Yahuwah by the death of his Son, much more, being reconciled, we shall be saved by his life. And not only so, but we also joy in Yahuwah through our Adonai, Yahusha HaMashiach, by whom we have now received the atonement. Wherefore, As by one man sin entered into the world, and death by sin, and so death passed upon all men, for that all have sinned. For until the law, sin was in the world, but sin is not imputed when there is no law. Nevertheless, death reigned from Adam to Moses, even over them that had not sinned after the similitude of Adam's transgression. For if through the offense of one many be dead, much more the grace of Yahuwah and the gift by grace, which is by one man, Yahusha HaMashiach, hath abounded unto many. And not as it was by one that sinned, so is the gift. For the judgment was by one to condemnation, but the free gift is of many offenses unto justification. For if by one man's offense death reigned by one, much more they which receive abundance of grace and of the gift of righteousness shall reign in life by one, Yahusha HaMashiach. Therefore, as by the offense of one judgment came upon all men to condemnation, even so by the righteousness of one the free gift came upon all men unto justification of life. Therefore, as by the offense of one judgment came upon all men to condemnation, even so by the righteousness of one the free gift came upon all men unto justification of life. For as by one man's disobedience many were made sinners, so by the obedience of one shall many be made righteous. Moreover, the law entered, that the offense might abound. But where sin abounded, grace did much more abound, that as sin hath reigned unto death, even so might grace reign through righteousness unto eternal life, by Yahusha HaMashiach, our Adonai. Romans 6. What shall we say then? Shall we continue in sin, that grace may abound? Yahuwah forbid. How shall we that are dead to sin live any longer therein? Know ye not that so many of us as were baptized into Yahusha HaMashiach were baptized into his death? Therefore we are buried with him by baptism into death, that like as Mashiach was raised up from the dead by the glory of the Father, even so we also should walk in newness of life. For if we have been planted together in the likeness of his death, we shall be also in the likeness of his resurrection, knowing this, that our old man is crucified with him, that the body of sin might be destroyed, that henceforth we should not serve sin. For he that is dead is freed from sin. Now if we be dead with Mashiach, we believe that we shall also live with him, knowing that Mashiach being raised from the dead dieth no more. Death hath no more dominion over him. For in that he died unto sin once, but in that he liveth unto Yahuwah. Likewise, reckon ye also yourselves to be dead indeed unto sin, but alive unto Yahuwah, through Yahusha HaMashiach, our Adonai. Let not sin therefore reign in your mortal body, that ye should obey it in the lust thereof. Neither yield ye your members as instruments of unrighteousness unto sin, but yield yourselves unto Yahuwah as those that are alive from the dead, and your members as instruments of righteousness unto Yahuwah. For sin shall not have dominion over you, for ye are not under the law, but under grace. What then? Shall we sin, because we are not under the law, but under grace? Yah forbid. Know ye not that to whom ye yield yourselves servants to sin, his servants ye are, to whom ye obey, whether of sin unto death, or of obedience unto righteousness? But Yahuwah be thanked, that ye were the servants of sin, but ye have obeyed from the heart that form of doctrine which was delivered you. Being then made free from sin, ye became the servants of righteousness. I speak after the manner of men, because of the infirmity of your flesh. For as ye have yielded your members servants to uncleanness, and to iniquity unto iniquity, even so now yield your members servants to righteousness unto holiness. For when ye were the servants of sin, ye were free from righteousness. What fruit had ye then in those things whereof ye are now ashamed? For the end of those things is death. But now, being made free from sin, and become servants to Yahuwah, ye have your fruit unto holiness, and the end everlasting life. For the wages of sin is death, but the gift of Yahuwah is eternal life through Yahusha HaMashiach, our Adonai. Romans 7. Know ye not, brethren, for I speak to them that know the law, how that the law hath dominion over a man as long as he liveth? For the woman which hath a husband is bound by the law to her husband so long as he liveth. But if the husband be dead, she is loosed from the law of her husband. So then, if, while her husband liveth, she be married to another man, she shall be called an adulteress. But if her husband be dead, she is free from that law, so that she is no adulteress, though she be married to another man. Wherefore, my brethren, ye also are become dead to the law by the body of Mashiach, that ye should be married to another, even to him who is raised from the dead, that we should bring forth fruit unto Yahuwah. For when we were in the flesh, the motions of sin, which were by the law, did work in our members to bring forth fruit unto death. But now we are delivered from the law, that being dead wherein we were held, that we should serve in newness of spirit, and not in the oldness of the letter. What shall we say then? Is the law sin? Yahuwah forbid. Nay, I had not known sin, but by the law. For I had not known lust, except the law had said, Thou shalt not covet. But sin, taking occasion by the commandment, wrought in me all manner of concupiscence. For without the law, sin was dead. For I was alive without the law once, but when the commandment came, sin revived, and I died. And the commandment, which was ordained to life, I found to be unto death. For sin, taking occasion by the commandment, deceived me, and by it slew me. Wherefore the law is holy, and the commandment holy and just and good. Was then that which is good made death unto me? Yahuwah forbid. But sin, that it might appear sin, working death in me by that which is good, that sin by the commandment might become exceeding sinful. For we know that the law is spiritual, but I am carnal, sold under sin. For that which I do I allow not. For what I would, that do I not, but what I hate, that do I. If then I do that which I would not, I consent unto the law that it is good. Now then, it is no more I that do it, but sin that dwelleth in me. For I know that in me, that is, in my flesh, dwelleth no good thing, for to will is present with me. But how to perform that which is good, I find not. For the good that I would, I do not, but the evil which I would not, that I do. Now if I do that I would not, it is no more I that do it, but sin that dwelleth in me. I find, then, a law, that, when I would do good, evil is present with me. For I delight in the law of Yahuwah after the inward man. But I see another law in my members, warring against the law of my mind, and bringing me into captivity to the law of sin which is in my members. O wretched man that I am! Who shall deliver me from the body of this death? I thank Yahuwah through Yahusha HaMashiach, our Adonai. So then with the mind, I myself serve the law of Yahuwah, but with the flesh, the law of sin. Romans 8. There is therefore now no condemnation to them which are in Mashiach Yahusha, who walk not after the flesh, but after the Ruach. For the law of the Ruach of life in Mashiach Yahusha hath made me free from the law of sin and death. For what the law could not do, in that it was weak through the flesh, Yahuwah sending his own Son in the likeness of sinful flesh, and for sin, condemned sin in the flesh, that the righteousness of the law might be fulfilled in us, who walk not after the flesh, but after the Ruach. For they that are after the flesh do mind the things of the flesh, but they that are after the Ruach, the things of the Ruach. For to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace. Because the carnal mind is enmity against Yahuwah, for it is not subject to the law of Yah, neither indeed can be. So then they that are in the flesh cannot please Yahuwah. But ye are not in the flesh, but in the Ruach, if so be that the Ruach of Yahuwah dwell in you. Now if any man have not the Ruach of Mashiach, he is none of his. And if Mashiach be in you, the body is dead because of sin, but the Ruach is life because of righteousness. But if the Ruach of him that raised up Yahusha from the dead dwell in you, he that raised up Mashiach from the dead shall also quicken your mortal bodies by his Ruach that dwelleth in you. Therefore, brethren, we are debtors, not to the flesh to live after the flesh. For if ye live after the flesh, ye shall die. But if ye through the Ruach do mortify the deeds of the body, ye shall live. For as many as are led by the Ruach of Yahuwah, they are the sons of Yahuwah. For ye have not received the spirit of bondage again to fear, but ye have received the Ruach of adoption, whereby we cry, Abba, Father. The Ruach itself beareth witness with our Ruach, that we are the children of Yahuwah. And if children, then heirs, heirs of Yahuwah, and joint heirs with Yahusha, if so be that we suffer with him, that we may be also glorified together. For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us. For the earnest expectation of the creature waiteth for the manifestation of the sons of Elohim. For the creature was made subject to vanity, not willingly, but by reason of him who has subjected the same in hope. Because the creature itself also shall be delivered from the bondage of corruption into the glorious liberty of the children of Yahuwah. For we know that the whole creation groaneth and travaileth in pain together until now. And not only they, but ourselves also, which have the first fruits of the Ruach, even we ourselves groan within ourselves, waiting for the adoption, to wit, the redemption of our body. For we are saved by hope. But hope that is seen is not hope. For what a man seeth, why doth he yet hope for? But if we hope for that we see not, then do we with patience wait for it. Likewise the Ruach also helpeth our infirmities, for we know not what we should pray for as we ought, but the Ruach itself maketh intercession for us with groanings which cannot be uttered. And he that searcheth the hearts knoweth what is the mind of the Ruach, because he maketh intercession for the saints according to the will of Yahuwah. And we know that all things work together for good to them that love Yahuwah, to them who are the called according to his purpose. For whom he did foreknow, he also did predestinate to be conformed to the image of his Son, that he might be the firstborn among many brethren. Moreover, whom he did predestinate, them he also called. And whom he called, them he also justified. And whom he justified, them he also glorified. What shall we then say to these things? If Yahuwah be for us, who can be against us? He that spared not his own Son, but delivered him up for us all, how shall he not with him also freely give us all things? Who shall lay anything to the charge of Yahuwah's elect? It is Yah that justifieth. Who is he that condemneth? It is Mashiach that died, yea rather, that is risen again, who is even at the right hand of Yahuwah, who also maketh intercession for us. Who shall separate us from the love of Mashiach? Shall tribulation, or distress, or persecution, or famine, or nakedness, or peril, or sword? As it is written, for thy sake we are killed all the day long. We are accounted as sheep for the slaughter. Nay, In all these things we are more than conquerors through him that loved us. For I am persuaded that neither death, nor life, nor angels, nor principalities, nor powers, nor things present, nor things to come, nor height, nor depth, nor any other creature shall be able to separate us from the love of Yahuwah, which is in Mashiach Yahusha, our Adonai. Romans 9. I say the truth in Mashiach, I lie not, my conscience also bearing me witness in the Ruach HaKodesh, that I have great heaviness and continual sorrow in my heart, for I could wish that myself were accursed from Mashiach for my brethren, my kinsmen according to the flesh, who are Israelites, to whom pertaineth the adoption, and the glory, and the covenants, and the giving of the law, and the service of Yahuwah, and the promises, whose are the fathers, and of whom as concerning the flesh Mashiach came, who is over all, Yahuwah blessed forever, so be it. Not as though the word of Yahuwah had taken none effect, for they are not all Yasharel which are of Yasharel. Neither, because they are the seed of Abraham, are they all children, but in Ishak shall thy seed be called. That is, they which are the children of the flesh, these are not the children of Yahuwah, but the children of the promise are counted for the seed. For this is the word of promise. At this time will I come, and Sarah shall have a son. And not only this, but when Rebekah also had conceived by one, even by our father Ishak, for the children being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil, that the purpose of Yahuwah according to election might stand, not of works, but of him that calleth, it was said unto her, the elder shall serve the younger. As it is written, Yaakov have I loved, but Esau have I hated. What shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with Yahuwah? Yah forbid. For he saith to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion. So then, it is not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth, but of Yahuwah that showeth mercy. For the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for this same purpose have I raised thee up, that I might show my power in thee, and that my name might be declared throughout all the earth. Therefore hath he mercy on whom he will have mercy, and whom he will, he hardeneth. Thou wilt say then unto me, why doth he yet find fault? For who hath resisted his will? Nay, but, O man, who art thou that repliest against Yahuwah? Shall the thing formed say to him that formed it, why hast thou made me thus? Hath not the potter power over the clay, of the same lump to make one vessel unto honor, and another unto dishonor? What if Yahuwah, willing to show his wrath, and to make his power known, endured with much long-suffering the vessels of wrath fitted to destruction, and that he might make known the riches of his glory on the vessels of mercy, which he had afore prepared unto glory, even us, whom he hath called, not by the Yahudim only, but also of the other nations. As he saith also in Oseh, I will call them my people, which were not my people, and her beloved, which was not beloved. And it shall come to pass, that in the place where it was said unto them, Ye are not my people, there shall they be called the children of the living Elohim. Esaias also crieth concerning Yasharel, though the number of the children of Yasharel be as the sand of the sea, a remnant shall be saved. For he will finish the work, and cut it short in righteousness, because a short work will Yahuwah make upon the earth. And as Esaias said before, except Yahuwah Sabaoth had left us a seed, we had been as Sodoma, and been made like unto Gomorrah. What shall we say then? that the Gentiles, which followed not after righteousness, have attained to righteousness, even the righteousness which is of faith. But Yasharel, which followed after the law of righteousness, hath not attained to the law of righteousness. Wherefore? Because they sought it not by faith, but as it were by the works of the law. For they stumbled at that stumbling stone, as it is written, Behold, I lay in Zion a stumbling stone and rock of offense, and whosoever believeth on him shall not be ashamed. Romans 10. Brethren, my heart's desire and prayer to Yahuwah for Yasharel is that they might be saved. For I bear them record that they have a zeal of Yahuwah, but not according to knowledge. For they, being ignorant of Yahuwah's righteousness, and going about to establish their own righteousness, have not submitted themselves unto the righteousness of Yahuwah. For Mashiach is the end of the law for righteousness to everyone that believeth. For Moses describeth the righteousness which is of the law, that the man which doeth those things shall live by them. But the righteousness which is of faith speaketh on this wise, Say not in thine heart, Who shall ascend into heaven? That is, to bring Mashiach down from above. Or who shall descend into the deep? That is, to bring up Mashiach again from the dead. But what saith it? The word is nigh thee, even in thy mouth and in thy heart. That is, the word of faith, which we preach. That if thou shalt confess with thy mouth, Adonai Yahusha, and shalt believe in thine heart that Yahuwah hath raised him from the dead, thou shalt be saved. For with the heart man believeth unto righteousness, and with the mouth confession is made unto salvation. For the Scripture saith, Whosoever believeth on him shall not be ashamed. For there is no difference between the Yahud and the Yavan. For the same Adonai over all is rich unto all that call upon him. For whosoever shall call upon the name of Yahuwah shall be saved. How then shall they call on him in whom they have not believed? And how shall they believe in him of whom they have not heard? And how shall they hear without a preacher? And how shall they preach except they be sent? As it is written, How beautiful are the feet of them that preach the gospel of peace, and bring glad tidings of good things. But they have not all obeyed the gospel. For Isaiah saith, Yahuwah, who hath believed our report? So then, faith cometh by hearing, and hearing by the word of Yahuwah. But I say, have they not heard? Yes, verily, their sound went into all the earth, and their words unto the ends of the world. But I say, did not Yasharel know? First, Moses saith, I will provoke you to jealousy by them that are no people, and by a foolish nation I will anger you. But Isaiah is very bold, and saith, I was found of them that sought me not. I was made manifest unto them that ask not after me. But to Yasharel he saith, all day long I have stretched forth my hands unto a disobedient and gainsaying people. Romans 11. I say then, hath Yahuwah cast away his people? Yah forbid. For I also am an Israelite, of the seed of Abraham, of the tribe of Benjamin. Yahuwah hath not cast away his people which he foreknew. Wot ye not what the Scripture saith of Elias, how he maketh intercession to Yahuwah against Yasharel, saying, Adonai, they have killed thy prophets, and digged down thine altars, and I am left alone, and they seek my life. But what saith the answer of Yahuwah unto him? I have reserved to myself 7,000 men, who have not bowed the knee to the image of Baal. Even so then at this present time also there is a remnant, according to the election of grace. And if by grace, then is it no more of works. Otherwise grace is no more grace. But if it be of works, then is it no more grace, otherwise work is no more work. What then? Yashar'el hath not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election hath obtained it, and the rest were blinded. According as it is written, Yahuwah hath given them the spirit of slumber, eyes that they should not see, and ears that they should not hear, unto this day. And David saith, Let their table be made a snare, and a trap, and a stumbling block, and a recompense unto them. Let their eyes be darkened, that they may not see, and bow down their back alway. I say then, have they stumbled that they should fall? Yahuwah forbid, but rather through their fall salvation is come unto the Gentiles, for to provoke them to jealousy. Now if the fall of them be the riches of the world, and the diminishing of them the riches of the Gentiles, how much more their fullness? For I speak to you Gentiles, inasmuch as I am the apostle of the other nations. I magnify mine office, if by any means I may provoke to emulation them which are my flesh, and might save some of them. For if the casting away of them be the reconciling of the world, what shall the receiving of them be but life from the dead? For if the first fruit be holy, the lump is also holy, and if the root be holy, so are the branches. And if some of the branches be broken off, and thou, being a wild olive tree, wert grafted in among them, and with them partakest of the root and fatness of the olive tree, boast not against the branches. But if thou boast, thou bearest not the root, but the root thee. Thou wilt say then, the branches were broken off, that I might be grafted in. Well, because of unbelief they were broken off, and thou standest by faith. Be not high-minded, but fear. For if Yahuwah spared not the natural branches, take heed lest he also spare not thee. Behold therefore the goodness and severity of Yahuwah. On them which fell, severity, but toward thee goodness, if thou continue in his goodness, otherwise thou also shalt be cut off. And they also, if they abide not still in unbelief, shall be grafted in. For Yahuwah is able to graft them in again. For if thou wert cut out of the olive tree which is wild by nature, and wert grafted contrary to nature into a good olive tree, how much more shall these, which be the natural branches, be grafted into their own olive tree? For I would not, brethren, that ye should be ignorant of this mystery, lest ye should be wise in your own conceits, that blindness in part is happened to Yashar'el until the fullness of the Gentiles be come in. And so all Yashar'el shall be saved, as it is written, There shall come out of Zion the deliverer, and shall turn away ungodliness from Yaakov. For this is my covenant unto them, when I shall take away their sins. As concerning the gospel, they are enemies for your sake, but as touching the election, they are beloved for the Father's sakes. For the gifts and calling of Yahuwah are without repentance. For as ye in times past have not believed Yah, yet have now obtained mercy through their unbelief, even so have these also now not believed, that through your mercy they also may obtain mercy. For Yahuwah hath concluded them all in unbelief, that he might have mercy upon all. O the depth of the riches both of the wisdom and knowledge of Yahuwah! How unsearchable are his judgments, and his ways past finding out. For who hath known the mind of Yahuwah, or who hath been his counselor, or who hath first given to him, and it shall be recompensed unto him again? For of him, and through him, and to him are all things, to whom be glory forever. So be it. Romans 12. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of Yahuwah, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto Yahuwah, which is your reasonable service. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of Yahuwah. For I say, through the grace given unto me, to every man that is among you, not to think of himself more highly than he ought to think, but to think soberly, according as Yahuwah hath dealt to every man the measure of faith. For as we have many members in one body, and all members have not the same office, so we, being many, are one body in Mashiach, and every one members one of another. Having then gifts differing according to the grace that is given to us, whether prophecy, let us prophesy according to the proportion of faith, or ministry, let us wait on our ministering, or he that teacheth, on teaching, or he that exhorteth, on exhortation, he that giveth, let him do it with simplicity, he that ruleth, with diligence, he that showeth mercy, with cheerfulness. Let love be without dissimulation. Abhor that which is evil, cleave to that which is good. Be kindly affection one to another with brotherly love, in honor preferring one another, not slothful in business, fervent in spirit, serving Yahuwah, rejoicing in hope, patient in tribulation, continuing instant in prayer, distributing to the necessity of saints, given to hospitality. Bless them which persecute you, bless and curse not. Rejoice with them that do rejoice, and weep with them that weep. Be of the same mind one toward another. Mind not high things, but condescend to men of low estate. Be not wise in your own conceits. Recompense to no man evil for evil. Provide things honest in the sight of all men. If it be possible, as much as lieth in you, live peaceably with all men. Dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves, but rather give place unto wrath. For it is written, Vengeance is mine, I will repay, saith Yahuwah. Therefore, if thine enemy hunger, feed him. If he thirst, give him drink. For in so doing thou shalt heap coals of fire on his head. Be not overcome of evil, but overcome evil with good. Romans 13. Let every soul be subject unto the higher powers, for there is no power but of Yahuwah. The powers that be are ordained of Yahuwah. Whosoever therefore resisteth the power, resisteth the ordinance of Yahuwah, and they that resist shall receive to themselves damnation. For rulers are not a terror to good works, but to the evil. Wilt thou then not be afraid of the power? Do that which is good, and thou shalt have praise of the same. For he is a minister of Yahuwah to thee for good. But if thou do that which is evil, be afraid, for he beareth not the sword in vain. For he is the minister of Yahuwah, a revenger to execute wrath upon him that doeth evil. Wherefore ye must needs be subject, not only for wrath, but also for conscience sake. For this cause pay ye tribute also, for they are Yahuwah's ministers, attending continually upon this very thing. Render therefore to all their dues, tribute to whom tribute is due, custom to whom custom, fear to whom fear, honor to whom honor. Owe no man anything but to love one another, for he that loveth another hath fulfilled the law. For this, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness, thou shalt not covet. And if there be any other commandment, it is briefly comprehended in this saying, namely, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. Love worketh no ill to his neighbor, therefore love is a fulfilling of the law. And that, knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than when we believed. The night is far spent, the day is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness, and let us put on the armor of light. Let us walk honestly, as in the day, not in rioting and drunkenness, not in chambering and wantonness, not in strife and envying, but put ye on Adonai Yahusha HaMashiach, and make not provision for the flesh to fulfill the lusts thereof. Romans 14. Him that is weak in the faith receive ye, but not to doubtful disputations. For one believeth that he may eat all things, another who is weak eateth herbs. Let not him that eateth despise him that eateth not, and let not him which eateth not judge him that eateth, for Yahuwah hath received him. Who art thou that judgest another man's servant? To his own master he standeth or falleth. Yea, he shall be holden up, for Yahuwah is able to make him stand. One man esteemeth one day above another, another esteemeth every day alike. Let every man be fully persuaded in his own mind. He that regardeth the day regardeth it unto Yahuwah, and he that regardeth not the day, to Yahuwah he doth not regard it. He that eateth, eateth to Yahuwah, for he giveth Yahuwah thanks, and he that eateth not, to Yahuwah he eateth not, and giveth Elohim thanks. For none of us liveth to himself, and no man dieth to himself. For whether we live unto Yahuwah, and whether we die unto Yahuwah. Whether we live, therefore, or die, we are Yahuwah's. For to this end Mashiach both died, and rose, and revived, that he might be Adonai, both of the dead and living. But why dost thou judge thy brother? Or why dost thou set at naught thy brother? For we shall all stand before the judgment seat of Mashiach. For it is written, As I live, saith Yahuwah, every knee shall bow to me, and every tongue shall confess to Elohim. So then, every one of us shall give account of himself to Yahuwah. Let us not therefore judge one another any more, but judge this rather, that no man put a stumbling block or an occasion to fall in his brother's way. I know and am persuaded by Adonai Yahusha that there is nothing unclean of itself, but to him that esteemeth anything to be unclean, to him it is unclean. But if thy brother be grieved with thy meat, now walkest thou not charitably. Destroy not him with thy meat, for whom Mashiach died. Let not then your good be evil spoken of, for the kingdom of Yahuwah is not meat and drink, but righteousness and peace and joy in the Ruach HaKodesh. For he that in these things serveth Mashiach is acceptable to Yahuwah, and approved of men. Let us therefore follow after the things which make for peace, and things wherewith one may edify another. For meat destroy not the work of Yahuwah. All things indeed are pure, but it is evil for that man who eateth with offense. It is good neither to eat flesh, nor to drink wine, nor anything whereby thy brother stumbleth, or is offended, or is made weak. Hast thou faith? Have it to thyself before Yahuwah. Happy is he that condemneth not himself in the thing which he alloweth. And he that doubteth is damned if he eat, because he eateth not of faith. For whatsoever is not of faith is sin. Romans 15. We then that are strong ought to bear the infirmities of the weak, and not to please ourselves. Let every one of us please his neighbor for his good to edification. For even Mashiach pleased not himself, but, as it is written, the reproaches of them that reproach thee fell on me. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we, through patience and comfort of the Scriptures, might have hope. Now, the Elohim of patience and consolation grant you to be like-minded one toward another according to Mashiach Yahusha, that you may with one mind and one mouth glorify Yahuwah, even the Father of our Adonai Yahusha HaMashiach. Wherefore receive ye one another, as Mashiach also received us to the glory of Yah. Now I say that Yahusha HaMashiach was a minister of the circumcision for the truth of Yahuwah, to confirm the promises made unto the fathers, and that the Gentiles might glorify Yahuwah for his mercy, as it is written, For this cause I will confess to thee among the Gentiles, and sing unto thy name. And again he saith, Rejoice, ye other nations, with his people. And again, Praise Yahuwah, all ye Gentiles, and laud him, all ye people. And again, Isaiah saith, There shall be a root of Jesse, and he that shall rise to reign over the Gentiles, in him shall the Gentiles trust. Now the Elohim of hope fill you with all joy and peace in believing, that ye may abound in hope, through the power of the Ruach HaKodesh. And I myself also am persuaded of you, my brethren, that ye also are full of goodness, filled with all knowledge, able also to admonish one another. Nevertheless, brethren, I have written the more boldly unto you in some sort, as putting you in mind, because of the grace that is given to me of Yahuwah, that I should be the minister of Yahusha HaMashiach to the Gentiles, ministering the gospel of Yahuwah, that the offering up of the other nations might be acceptable, being sanctified by the Ruach HaKodesh. I have therefore whereof I may glory through Yahusha HaMashiach in those things which pertain to Yahuwah. For I will not dare to speak of any of those things which Mashiach hath not wrought by me, to make the Gentiles obedient by word and deed, through mighty signs and wonders, by the power of the Ruach of Yahuwah, so that from Yerushalayim and round about unto Illyricum I have fully preached the gospel of Mashiach. Yea, so have I strived to preach the gospel, not where Mashiach was named, lest I should build upon another man's foundation, but as it is written, To whom he was not spoken of, they shall see, and they that have not heard shall understand. For which cause also I have been much hindered from coming to you. But now, having no more place in these parts, and having a great desire these many years to come unto you, whensoever I take my journey into Spain, I will come to you, for I trust to see you in my journey, and to be brought on my way thitherward by you, if first I be somewhat filled with your company. But now I go unto Yerushalayim to minister unto the saints, for it hath pleased them of Macedonia and Achaia to make a certain contribution for the poor saints which are at Yerushalayim. It hath pleased them verily, and their debtors they are. For if the other nations have been made partakers of their spiritual things, their duty is also to minister unto them in carnal things. When therefore I have performed this, and have sealed to them this fruit, I will come by you into Spain. And I am sure that when I come unto you, I shall come in the fullness of the blessing of the gospel of Mashiach. Now I beseech you, brethren, for Adonai Yahusha HaMashiach's sake, and for the love of the Ruach, that ye strive together with me in your prayers to Yahuwah for me, that I may be delivered from them that do not believe in Judea, and that my service which I have for Yerushalayim may be accepted of the Kodeshim, that I may come unto you with joy by the will of Yahuwah, and may with you be refreshed. Now the Elohim of peace be with you all, so be it. Romans 16. I commend unto you Phoebe our sister, which is a servant of the assembly which is at Cenchrea, that ye receive her in Yahuwah, as becometh saints, and that ye assist her in whatsoever business she hath need of you. For she hath been a succorer of many, and of myself also. Greet Priscilla and Aquila, my helpers in Mashiach Yahusha, who have for my life laid down their own necks, unto whom not only I give thanks, but also all the assemblies of the Gentiles. Likewise, greet the assembly that is in their house. Salute my well-beloved Epaenetus, who is the firstfruits of Achaia unto Mashiach. Greet Mary, who bestowed much labor on us. Salute Andronicus and Junia, my kinsmen and my fellow prisoners, who are of note among the apostles, who also were in Mashiach before me. Greet Amplias, my beloved in Yahuwah. Salute Urbane, our helper in Mashiach, and Stachys, my beloved. Salute Apelles, approved in Mashiach. Salute them which are of Aristobulus' household. Salute Herodian, my kinsman. Greet them that be of the household of Narcissus, which are in Yahuwah. Salute Tryphena and Tryphosa, who labor in Yahuwah. Salute the beloved Persis, which labored much in Yahuwah. Salute Rufus, chosen in Yahuwah, and his mother and mine. Salute Asyncritus, Phlegon, Hermas, Patrobus, Hermes, and the brethren which are with them. Salute Philologus, and Julia, Nereus and his sister, and Olympus, and all the saints which are with them. Salute one another with a holy kiss. The assemblies of Mashiach salute you. Now I beseech you, brethren, mark them which cause divisions and offenses contrary to the doctrine which ye have learned, and avoid them. For they that are such serve not our Adonai Yahusha HaMashiach, but their own belly, and by good words and fair speeches deceive the hearts of the simple. For your obedience is come abroad unto all men. I am glad, therefore, on your behalf, but yet I would have you wise unto that which is good, and simple concerning evil. And the Elohim of peace shall bruise Satan, and the Elohim of peace shall bruise Satan under your feet shortly. The grace of our Adonai Yahusha HaMashiach be with you. So be it. Timotheus, my workfellow, and Lucius, and Jason, and Sosipater, my kinsmen, salute you. I, Tertius, who wrote this epistle, salute you in Adonai. Gaius, mine host, and of the whole assembly, saluteth you. Erastus, the chamberlain of the city, saluteth you, and Quartus, a brother. The grace of our Adonai Yahusha HaMashiach be with you all. So be it. Now to him that is of power to establish you according to my gospel and the preaching of Yahusha HaMashiach, according to the revelation of the mystery, which was kept secret since the world began, but now is made manifest, and by the scriptures of the prophets, according to the commandment of the everlasting Elohim, made known to all nations for the obedience of faith. To Yahuwah only wise be glory through Yahusha HaMashiach forever. So be it. The end of the book of Romans.